I'm going to expose what, in my opinion, is the sales funnel for LifeSurge. Dun dun dun. And how we get from a $25 starter ticket to a conference and eventually end up with tens of thousands of dollars of courses, weird subscriptions, mentorships, trading softwares. Kingdom Impact is more like Joe Johnson's wallet's impact. I'm going to expose it all, or at least as much as I could find. I don't have all the numbers because this is a private for-profit company. Just keep that in mind. It's existing to make money. That is its number one goal. And I might not have all the funnels. So if there are any that I miss, please put them in the comments below. I'd love to learn more and dive to all the different rabbit holes. LifeSurge, the fastest growing Christian brand tour. At least that's what the website says. Not that I would believe the same people that completely misquote the Bible and make up Billy Graham quotes to center money in all they do. Funneling believers into scammy businesses, courses about courses about courses, trading software from a white label company with just an extra $9 a month Jesus tax. Though they use God completely to sell this conference and use these Christian influencers and speakers to do it, once you look at the courses and get into the nitty-gritty, they don't even all credit God anymore. This is all in my opinion. I am not a professional on anything about anything. I just want to share what I've found online. I am also going to be using LifeSurge content under fair use so that I can critique and criticize them. Later on, we're going to talk about some allegedly false copyright claims that have happened to other people that were trying to get the word out about LifeSurge and review the service. One of those allegedly false copyright claims is against the LifeSurge Facebook complaints group. I would definitely recommend going and checking it out if you're having issues with LifeSurge yourself. A lot of them have found different pathways to get refunds and make sure that they are held accountable to the terms and conditions that they have signed. I'm also going to attach the petition that they put up. LifeSurge seems to believe that upfront and honest won't pay the bills. So I'll be upfront and honest for you. They tend to use the Bible for their own desires and wants instead of actually reading it in context. But they also do that with other religious leaders. I have heard this one Billy Graham quote talked about so many times by the Bentham brothers, by other people at LifeSurge, and they quote it. He said that the next great mission field is going to be the workplace. And I scoured for this quote. I looked everywhere. I know that he's talked about how we need to have God in every aspect of our lives, which would include work and school. He's definitely talked about that in speeches, but I could not find this quote anywhere. I couldn't find it anywhere. And every time I did find something, it was always connected to LifeSurge, and it wasn't Billy Graham saying it directly. This simple Christian conference that you just wanted to go to in order to find encouragements from other Christians in business, to see the special guests, Willie Robinson, Tim Tebow, Auntie Ann, and a ton more for only $25? What a deal. A deal to a long and confusing sales funnel where they change the Bible to fit their own agenda, centering money instead of Jesus in order to sell you a lot of things over very long periods of time, exhausting you with worship, with long days overall, and then selling to you pretty consistently. It's a scam in Christian church clothing. What are they really trying to sell you? What's LifeSurge really selling? Is it a conference with business, God, and worship? Or is it trading software? Or a couple tens of hundreds of dollars of classes? Is this Christian conference all about kingdom impact, this money and God twined into one? Definitely different from the way that most people read the Bible, but okay, whatever. Is that really even what it's about? Or is it really just about getting these big name speakers and musicians to lure people in with promos, saying that these tickets are on sale all of the time? They use all of the common marketing tactics, saying things are on sale, saying they're a limited time, trying to push. It's one thing to market your event that way. It's another thing to market your event that way and then to sell things at your event that you did not promote selling. And that's why I'm making these videos, so that people know what they are going to be sold. Because what they seem to do is take it step by step by step, so that you don't know what's coming in front of you. You think you're at the end. You think, oh, this is where I'm getting the information. Okay, I came to the conference. They're going to give me the info here. Okay, it's not there. Maybe it'll be at the impact courses. Oh, it's not here. Oh, maybe it'll be at this course. Nope, it's not here. And it seems to be that you get very basic information that you could Google. They also love to do a lot of tactics like keeping you there for very, very long days, having it all 3 days, one after another. So you're going to be exhausted by the impact courses, the sunk cost fallacy of not wanting to go over. So there's a lot of things that they are using that's already manipulative. But then when you add in the religious manipulation, the kingdom impact on earth and gathering more money, it really seems insidious when you're trying to take people's money while doing it and not being honest about how many steps in the process you're planning on taking them to, or how many steps you're planning on trying to get the sale through. When you first get to Life Surge, you're going to come in with a lower level ticket. You might spend some extra to go up to the front to meet and greet with some of the people and get some extras in there. But overall, it's not too bad of a ticket price. But then they start selling you on these impact courses. So they're going to sell you on 2, 3, or 4, depending on the conference you go to, impact courses for $97. And the reason that you can get them all for $97, and it doesn't really matter how many courses there are in there, is because they are there to sell. So as many as you can go to, the better, because then you're going to be sitting there in all of these different long days of them trying to sell to you. Thought we were done with a timeshare scheme. I didn't realize I was still on the Vegas Strip. Good grief. Based on the different testimonials that I've seen, it seems that that conference day, that first day, is really only 50% actually worship and learning about the Bible. And then the rest is being sold and being told to prepare your soul for being sold to, which I think is really sad and horrible. When they tell you to be prepared to receive, and then they sell you something. That's really sketchy, my man. Like, that's not okay. And if they don't convince you the first time, they'll just keep trying to sell over and over and over again through the conference. It's like that guy at the bar who won't take a hint. It really does seem like one of those guys that just cannot take a hint, cannot hear no. And then when all is lost, their last ditch ever is to say, well, Jesus wanted us to be together, so maybe you should go out with me and marry me now. And it seems like a very similar type of manipulation in this, except for this has to do with money instead. Here's the pipeline. We start with Life Surge. They have Christian celebrities and religious manipulation to pull people in, and cheap tickets as well, in order to get your butts in the seats so that you have to sit there and listen. And then while they're there, they're going to do a lot of praise and worship so that you feel spiritual, you feel in the moment. They're going to ask a bunch of times. They're going to tell you to prepare to receive something. There will be this mom mentality where you see everybody else getting up and joining, and you don't want to feel left out. So then you also feel like you need to get up and join as well. All of this, as well as a misuse of scripture and misquoting of different people, in order to sell you these impact surge courses. Now, you're going to get a piece of paper like this, and they're going to be trying to sell you these courses. Trade Surge, which has the Trade Surge platform, Income Surge, and Real Estate Surge. Each of these courses has 3 days, so you will go in. The first day, I've heard, is mostly basics and overview. The second day is where they try to hype up the sell, and the third day is when they try to sell you hardcore. That is what I've seen from testimonials. I do not know that to be true. And that seems to be the case for all 3 of the courses. These 3 courses are a way to get you into an even smaller group where you're pressured and told what you could make, what you could do if you just took another step with them. The problem is when you get to these courses, there are even more courses, more expensive ones that happen in the tens of thousands of dollars, as well as subscriptions to TradeWay or these paid mentorship programs with Kingdom 320. It gets crazy complicated, but it all comes back to one thing: how they can have more of your money. It might seem harmless at the beginning because you're able to worship, but you see it gets more and more insidious as you go down the sales funnel. There is clearly a focus and a center on money, not God, at Life Surge. So then from these impact courses, people have been sold more expensive courses. They have been sold TradeWay, which is a platform solution to trading software, which when I did more research into it, I found out that it's actually a white label solution that has basically all of the same information. I'm going to show pictures from LifeSurge's site and the pictures from the white label site. The main difference is they added their logo. That's what a white label site is all about. But they're charging $8 more a month from it than if you just did the original site. So it's not like it's some groundbreaking, amazing trade platform. They're just taking someone else's and putting their name on it. It's like AliExpress tradeware. Kingdom Solutions 320 is a paid mentorship. I don't have a lot of in-depth information about it, but it seems to be a mentorship for God and money and has a very sketchy leader. There are probably even more funnels that I don't know about, but this is what I've seen from all the people's stories online. I wanted to compile it into one place so that we had a clear sales funnel. I had to use my corporate girly training for something. Tell me your stories if you've gone to LifeSurge, if you've gone to any of these courses or have been sold any of these different solutions. I would love to hear more. When I look at LifeSurge, I see Dr. Joe Johnson and this main man, our CEO. Dr. Joe is the one in charge of LifeSurge. He's a serial entrepreneur who gets around a lot with the businesses. And when I clicked on a lot of them, they didn't seem to work or have access to them. So I'm not sure if they're just not client facing, if they're only business facing, or if they're just all failed. I just don't know. And when I was reading this different article about Joe, it talks about how he went from broke to wealthy with his growth of LifeSurge, which is really interesting because when you look at LifeSurge numbers that they're trying to put out to get people to sponsor them, they're showing how much they've grown over the past several years, and they've clearly gotten significantly more attendance over the past several years. Every year they've done this, which is the goal, to have that growth every single year. But I wonder how much that impacts his ability to go from a broke entrepreneur to wealthy entrepreneur. You just never know since it's a for-profit company. He got his PhD from Regent University, a Christian university, in the philosophy of business. Concepts of a plan. The philosophies of business. I was able to read a good part of his dissertation, and honestly, I didn't read most of it because it was really boring. But the funniest thing is that in his credits, he has almost a full page dedicated to his haters. Dude, why do you have haters in your PhD dissertation? And why did you spend a whole page talking about your haters? But then you give God a little paragraph? God and your family or whoever gets a little paragraph after that, but your haters get it the most? I don't know, honestly, who he's referring to in this situation. And there's obviously a chance that he was getting hate for something serious. But I would be surprised if the hate wasn't warranted. Especially with how long of a response he has. His dedication starts off, dedicated to all my critics, which are too many to count. Dude, what did you do? What did you do? I'm not bitter or angry with my critics. In fact, I'm thankful for them. Too often, we're thankful to those who love and support us no matter what. Yeah, why would people want to do that? Ew. Why would you want to be thankful for people that love and support you no matter what? Which we should be, but we're not thankful to our critics. However, for some of us, like me, the desire to prove ourselves wrong tends to motivate us more. So that desire to keep moving forward when we recognize positive encouragement from those we love. Oh, that's sad, dude. So like you just struggle with positive encouragement. Dude, you didn't need to create tens of thousands of businesses. You just need to go to therapy. Men will become a serial entrepreneur before they actually go to therapy. Although proving critics wrong may be a more uncommon motivative factor among the general population, it probably is more common with the subject of this study, entrepreneurs, which is another reason the field of entrepreneurship needs to be explored. Sure, buddy. Well, I think of the difficulties I had in grade school and the extreme difficulties I had as a failed entrepreneur, even a failed experienced one. I think about all the criticism that ultimately led me to improve my knowledge, understanding, skills, and character. Although critics often mean us harm, but not always. Joseph has the right attitude when he said to his brothers who criticized and sold him into slavery, "You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good to accomplish what is now being done." So he sees his trials and tribulations, just like Joseph being sold off to slavery, and God will make something good out of it. Good to know, buddy. Good to know that you have a very normal mindset going on up there. Very healthy. So whether some critics intend to harm us or help us, it should not really matter. The end result is the same. We should keep moving forward towards the plan that God has for us, no matter whom he uses and how he goes about accomplishing his purposes. Therefore, to all critics alike, the uncelebrated motivators of successful entrepreneurs everywhere, this study is dedicated to you. Oh my God, you shouldn't have. Dr. Joe. I feel so loved. I do want to make it very clear that this dedication is a whole page to his haters. And then Jesus gets this tiny ass, like, 3-sentence paragraph. That's so pathetic. Oh, my man. Oh, it's not even dedicated to him. It's dedicated just to his critics, just to his haters. But he acknowledges Jesus. Jesus, my Lord, Savior, King, teacher, boss, and friend. He needs to teach you something. Who encourages me continuously and disciplines me because he loves me and wants me to mature. Okay. He teaches me how to profit and leads me to success, yet his methods are all very unconventional and I often question them. Is God trying to get you to start a Ponzi scheme? Is God telling you to start your own cryptocurrency? Good grief. Nevertheless, he is my all in all. It is for him and his kingdom I will be pressing forward. It's not for your haters? I thought we had a whole page about your haters. I thought that's who it was for. God was generous when he gave me my wife, the love of my life and best friend, Lindsay. Aw. Words cannot begin to express my sincere love and thankfulness to my wife and my academic vocational calling. If it wasn't for Lindsay, I would have failed entirely. Thank you. I'm sure that's true. It's probably true. And it's just more people that he wants to talk about. I just thought it was really funny that he talked about his critics so much. Kind of showing that Dr. Joe has had critics for the longest of times, it seems. A couple days ago, I saw a video from Testimony House, a YouTube channel where he talks about his experience that he had at LifeSurge over a year ago. Then he also talked about his recent experience with a lot of things being shut down by LifeSurge for copyright infringement. It's also been happening with the complaint group on Facebook, and Facebook is very autoed, so I wouldn't be surprised if that's the main reason, but they were saying they were using LifeSurge's copyright materials, so what they had to do was make a new Facebook, a LifeSurge complaint group. You go into Facebook, type in LifeSurge complaints. This seems to be a good place to share your experiences, share your stories, as well as get help if you need a refund or anything like that. You cannot pay me enough to go to an event where people are trying to exploit me. I'm good. I deal with this every day during my day job. I don't need to go after work. Please let me know your thoughts about LifeSurge below. Have you seen their ads? Has LifeSurge come to your town yet? I avoided downtown the weekend that LifeSurge came to ours, but looking back, I definitely should have gotten a ticket and recorded it for a review. But oh well, I saved some brain cells. You should also save some brain cells and remember to keep laughing through the apocalypse.